So I just finished my playthrough of the Wuthering Waves 2.2 main story quest. I think the total playthrough for today was slightly under 2.5 hours, and then including the first half where we split it, I think the other day was probably 1 to 1.5 ish. Let's just call this a 4 hour long story. I think the whole thing was roughly 4 hours long, right? I think that's a pretty fair assessment to make. If you guys want my honest opinion, there's not enough black screens, unfortunately. Yeah, there isn't enough. There's honestly too many frames going around, right? I genuinely can't keep up with the number of moving imagery. I don't know what the fuck was the old English about. It's typical Gathering Wives formula, you know. It's the same old trope for the past 10,000 million episodes. So unfortunately, this would be getting a 2 out of 10 for me. Is what I would say if today was April's Fools, but unfortunately it's not. I think Wuthering Waves 2.2 story, I would describe it very akin to this anime series that's been pretty, trending recently. It's called Solo Leveling, in a sense where, at least from my perspective, the big lore drops on whether Cantarella, she was the sacrifice, or not the sacrifice, but like she gave up her second reawakening, so that Sun Jinwoo, or in this case, a Fleur de Lis / Cartethyia, they become them, or that, how she became crowned as a blessed maiden, and how we got everything. I think the lore thing is not as impactful to me, at least what made this story enjoyable for myself. What made this story enjoyable for me was the pure levels of unfiltered cinema. And I'm talking about the graphics, the soundtrack, the movements, the exploration, the animations, the abobas, and everything in between. I think this entire story is a visual feast. If you guys want my overall rating, I would say out of all the stories in Wuthering Waves so far, 2.2 was the best one for me. Out of since 1.0, we've played through Jingzhou, we played through Yingling, we played through fucking Carlotta, the fucking shorekeeper, Jingxi, all that. I think 2.2, not I think, I know 2.2 was the best one for me. I don't even know who the fuck are the Montellis anymore. Who the fuck is that? Yeah, but I would give this a very, 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 very solid 9 out of 10. I'll give this a very, very solid 9 out of 10. So this is gonna be my thought process, and once again, I've mentioned it quite a bit just now. Don't need to, or rather, don't use this as a way to push your agendas. Whether I hate Hoyoverse games, I hate Star Rail now, or like I hate or whatever. These are just gonna be my experience after playing through the story and just the story by itself, right? So, first things first. Why is it not 10 out of 10 for me? I don't believe any gacha gets a 10 out of 10, because the moment something is 10 out of 10, it will never join the glorious evolution. So the top of the top is pretty much just gonna be, it will never be a 10, right? No gacha stories will ever be a 10. So that is gonna be the baseline. Another reason why I didn't really give this a I'll start off with the bad things first, right? The bad things. And honestly, there's really not too many bad things. I'll start with the bad so that we can go on to the good, because I'm gonna glaze this quite a little bit, right? I hate the fish. I don't know if it's just me, bro. My fish has brain damage. Holy shit! I've been here with Cartethyia the entire night. Okay, anyway, my fish has brain damage. Bro can't drive, drastically ruining my experience wandering around the fucking waterways. I might just fly. Like, literally flying gets the job done way easier. So it is what it is. I hate the fish, right? I hate the fish. I heard that Cantarella's companion quest is a very, very good as well. So I most likely will be taking a look out for Cantarella. But just from the main story quest alone, her involvement was there for, I think, the first chapter. Very reminiscent of how Zani was like. Right, in 2.0, Zani was introduced to us. She was sort of like, she brought us around to the cafe. She likes pineapple and pizzas and everything. And then once we met Carlotta, Zani became like, oh, I'm out. All right. So a very similar trope happened over here. I would have liked it a little bit more. Oh, I liked it a lot at the end when they revealed that Cantarella was actually her. Cantarella, she was basically the reason how the horse god had this moment, a moment of victory, and go ahead because of her own sacrifice to becoming the second awakening, all that kind of stuff, right? So I do like that development, and I think she has more depth. I'll look forward to what it's like in the companion quest, because apparently people are saying she's not just Gunner bait. And unfortunately, at this point in time, I'm not fully convinced yet. I still think Cantarella is like 90% Gunner bait, 10%. Oh, yep, I did a good thing, and then she helped for us, right? But that's pretty much gonna be that. One more thing, which is Arrow Rover. I pity the players that play this using female Rover, because, and not even just from like a straight shipping or non-straight shipping kind of thing, right? Playing this in male Rover, he exudes aura. He exudes strength, leadership, character. And I'm sure female Rover can pull off as well. But it's just that he is so reminiscent of this guy from Solo Leveling. If you guys haven't watched it, this guy's got Samjun. He's basically the main character. Bro, it is almost like a one-to-one copy. And it made the story extremely enjoyable. Yeah, I hate women. Okay, yep, I just hate women, right? But I would feel that playing this as the male MC, it is quite experience. So that's gonna be that. And now let's just talk about the actual story by itself. Bro, it's fucking cinema, man. I genuinely thought that Cartethyia was gonna die. She literally, her body dissolved, and then she turned to our sword. And the exact moment I was thinking, wait, leakers didn't show Cartethyia upcoming the future banner. We're gonna be getting Zanya, what the fuck is gonna be in the future. And Arrow Rover just released, and he used a brand new sword, which is the same sword as Cartethyia. So when he unlocked the Arrow Rover form, I thought it was when he bunkite, right? He bunkite, and then after that, he go on for a literal solo rovering and just goon up and absolutely eviscerated Floating. So I thought he was like super ultra angry because Cartethyia died. But yeah, that was a insane moment for me, because when the eyes turned up and then when he unleashed his power, you guys have to be there to see it. I don't really know how to describe it to you guys in words. You just have to be there for the actual experience, the music, the graphics, the emotion of the way. And that's the thing about Cartethyia. Okay, I need to glaze this bitch a little bit. Cartethyia, I really like it that she has the personality. Okay, I don't want to be the one that is like, getting protected. I want to put the weight of the world on myself. And I'm going to save the world, And then Rover is going to be the MC is going to be one that saves her. No, she is one of the first few wives so far that actually wants to save Rover. The first time she tried to save us, she tried to fucking break the shield and realized that she was a side character and the sword fucking broke. So she couldn't break the shield, and then we reverse protected her by using a single 3-star weapon and blocked every single one of Fleur de Risa's blades, which is absolutely fucking insane. That was an insane moment. Wow, a girlfriend that actually wants to protect you. And then at the end of the story, where she was like, yeah, I want to get stronger. So in case if something like this happens to you, I can be the one to beat you and save you. Which is, I really like this pretty fresh dynamic. Even though it's still, I would say, at the end of the day, okay, check, can we just agree this is gathering wives, right? At the end of the day, I feel like this is still gathering wives. Every single main story quest has been gathering wives, and I don't think anyone is gonna disagree, but I think it's fine. Because I think it was a very enjoyable way of how I gathered this wife, or this girlfriend, or whatever it is. I really like the way this played out. Instead of being the common way of getting them from like the past couple of wives that we gather, like okay, we don't want to compare, but me personally, I really like the way that this character development worked out. I would say in the fight with content, like her first echo, right? I'm going a little bit like backwards in time. Like this was for my most recent enemy, so I'm trying to like go backwards. It felt a little bit like I NTR'd her first echo, and then I arised him, and then he joined our party, because that was Cartethyia first ever echo. And then right before we killed bro, then she gave us permission to arise him. So that was a pretty interesting little moment over there, absolutely. And then before that, she was just going around sucking the thingy, right? Yeah, she was sucking the black essence and all kind of stuff to unlock the stone. Then we throw the stone into the wall. I think that's not too important over there. And then everything before that was basically we took the brain damaged fish to go around and collect the places where Cantarella basically took the backseat of the story ever since. And then before all that was when we first met Cantarella, where we drank her tea, we stared at her, we almost became her fucking consort at the end of the thing. But this is where I must say, man, horrible deaths, horrible decision. The fact that I can't wife up Cantarella, when she literally gave me the option, and I only had a single dialogue box that says I was joking. Bro, my heart shattered, man. It really, really made me shatter, because literally right after I typed that, she was like, oh, you missed your opportunity. So that was the moment that I could have wifed up Cantarella. And for that, I would be skipping Zani. Fuck the Montellis. L family, L name. Who the fuck cares about Cardota? We're just gonna be waiting for... I don't know when Cartethyia is gonna come out in the future. I feel like she would be. Feels pretty wasteful his Cartethyia never comes out. But we'll see how that goes. And yep, that is pretty much that for the Cantarella experience. As a whole though, the whole main story itself, the other gacha games need to lock in, man. And this is from the perspective of somebody that, you know, I am a tourist, right? I am a tourist in Wuthering Waves. I don't really care that much about law and everything. I'm just there for the big booms, the cinemas and everything. And I feel like that's how a story should be. Because if I want the lore, I'll read a book. Okay, but that's really just me personally. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience and the way that they delivered the entire message. The fact that within 4 hours, I was able to get this amount of cinema, it is quite crazy. It is honestly quite crazy. And I really, really hope that other gacha games can also continue doing this. You know, if we're gonna have, for example, a 10-hour story, it better make me feel like I'm fucking watching a movie instead of reading a book, right? I want to feel like I'm watching a movie instead of reading a book. And I don't think that is wrong for me to feel this way. Maybe I do have ADHD, or maybe, you know, I don't have the attention span. I can't read because I'm a gacha player. But I want to feel like I'm watching a movie instead of reading a book. So if you guys like reading books and you like the other way, that's fine with me. But me personally, I feel like more animations, more graphics, more cinema, music, more scenes. That one fucking frame towards the end where we met the horse god, there was 4 different frames of the camera position in that dialogue of 5 minutes, which is wow, holy budget. Oh wait, speaking of the horse, one bad thing, which is bro started yapping in old English, which I guess is really good because it fits the lore, right? Because bro is like 20 billion years old, so he started yapping in old English and to make it look like mysterious. But apparently Chad didn't like that. Chad didn't like that. He's like, oh my god, I don't know what the fuck you say. But luckily for me, you know, as a educated individual, I understood everything that the horse was saying, right? I literally had to translate what the horse was saying to my chat.
Did I fulfill the charge set upon me?
Was I a good boy? It's like the dog died, and then like the dog asked the Grim Reaper, was I a good boy? And the Grim Reaper was like, no, you were the best, right? So I had to actually translate literally for my chat, so maybe they could turn down the thing a little bit in case like gacha players just don't understand what the fuck they're reading, right? So that's pretty much it. At the end though, 2.2 has been a cinematic experience, and I hope not just for Wuthering Waves, but for all gacha games, where we can come together in a peace, love, and happiness community. We get to appreciate more things like this. I'm not sure the reason why you would play a gacha game. If you play for the main story quest, or you play to goon, or you play for like the combat, all that kind of stuff. At least for myself, the way I have fun in Wuthering Waves mainly is through that cinematic experience, the feeling of gambling, and then sometimes here and there we do a couple of endgame challenges, right? That is pretty much how I see it. Looking forward to what 2.3 is gonna be cooking up. I heard that Provola is coming back because towards the end there's a little bit of the red petals, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh my god, I don't care about Provola, guys. I want more of Raven. I want more of Raven and solo leveling. So we'll see how that cooks up. Word of the day is gonna be 9 out of 10. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord, join TikTok, and join Twitter. All the best of gacha pools, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.